Hey, welcome to Neighbors in Need. I'm Scott Spezzano, and as Public Affairs Director here, I've got 15 minutes to expose you to great things that's going on in the community. And today, we're going to talk kind of a unique event. It's called the Skate to End Hate. And I got two of the guys who are putting this charity event together. We got Nate and Kyle. Nate, tell us about yourself.
Hey, my name's Nate Rexinger. Let's see, man. I own a local printing company for apparel called Rexy's Rock and Tees. I also do laser engraving through a company called Laser's Edge. Basically, I sort of got involved with this event through my school. I went to school at Brockport High School, graduated in 2019.
Oh, 2019. That's cool.
Yes. And in my, I want to say it was sophomore year, a friend of mine that was also a student at Brockport High School took her own life at just like way too young of an age.
Oh, no, yeah.
There's no good age to take your life, but when someone's only 14, 15, maybe 16 years old, it's just way too soon to lose a life.
And it creates a ripple effect, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was felt throughout the entire school.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that even people who weren't close with her still just acknowledged the fact that they're walking through hallways where she's not there anymore.
Wow.
It was definitely well known.
There is another partner in crime with you, and we've got Kyle Matthews on with us. Hi, Kyle. How are you?
I'm good, Scott. How are you?
Good. Tell us about you and yourself. What's going on?
My name's Kyle Matthews. I also graduated class of 2019 there with Nate over at Brockport High School. I own a clothing company here in Rochester. Goes by the name of Infamous Street Co. We supply all of your local skateboarders and BMX riders and anybody of that nature with their apparel and streetwear and keep them looking good.
That's awesome. That's cool. Now, you guys, how did you guys get together? Were you friends from high school?
Yeah. We had previously, Nate was our class president. And I had run for, I believe it was class secretary, and that was kind of the beginning of us going in on projects together. And then we had some classes together here and there, and unfortunately, once these unfortunate events began to happen, we kind of looked to each other and decided that we were the ones who needed to do something about it.
Wow.
And stand up.
Now, this friend of yours, both of yours, right?
Yes.
That happened?
Yeah.
And whenever we hear about this, we just had something recently on all of our Odyssey radio stations all over the country. 230 radio stations broadcast a national event that was called I'm Listening. And it was all about mental health. It was all about it's okay to not be okay. And it had all kinds of celebrities talking about, what they've been through from... Oh, God, there's so many I couldn't even begin to talk about. I think Carson Daly hosted it, and there's a bunch of sports athletes from there and musicians, and they all opened up, and they are basically saying it was okay to not be okay. And how does this fill in when it comes to what you guys are trying to get the message out and trying to raise money for?
So I guess we really do play into that saying of it's okay to not be okay. The biggest thing about our event is bringing in different walks of life. So we are a family-oriented event that also caters towards the skateboarding community and the live music community. And it really is just a way to bring in all these different walks of life to say, hey, we all do different things. We all live different lives. But at the same time, we're all susceptible to mental health problems. We're all capable of dealing with depression and having these things go on. So although we're really separate people, we all are kind of the same.
There's a common thread, isn't there? Yeah. Plus, you needed an event that rhymes.
Yes. Rhyming was so important.
Got to have something that sticks in your head, right? So let's talk a little bit about the Skate to Hate charity event. Is this your first year, or have you done this before?
This is the second year. Unfortunately, it's not the third. We had the first event was planned out within about 2.5 months of pre-planning, and we held it in September of 2019.
Yeah.
very shortly after Nate and I graduated. And we had held that event at the skate park in Sweden. It was a massive hit. We had a large amount of people come out. It was bigger than we had ever expected, an event that only took us 2.5 months to plan.
Wow.
Very rapidly and on a whim to actually work out and have that level of proficiency.
Wow.
Unfortunately, due to the unfortunate pandemic that we've got going on and all these unfortunate world events, we had to postpone the 2020 event, and luckily we're lucky enough to have some amazing vendors and sponsors this year for 2021, giving us the opportunity to have a 2021 event and not have to push it off yet another year.
Yeah, plus it gave you a lot of time to really recruit and guilt people into giving you stuff to raffle off and getting sponsors and all that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Now, this event is taking place, starts at 11 a.m. on Sunday, October 17th. And where is this going to be held at?
This is going to be at Montage Music Hall.
Beautiful.
It's 55 Chestnut Street in Rochester. It's an awesome local venue. It's been around forever, and we're so excited to be working with them to put this on.
Awesome. I want to get into bands and other things, but before that, let's go back to your message. If you were to ask to go back to your high school and talk to a group of freshmen, right? Both of you standing on stage. Like, remember the assemblies you used to sit through, which were really boring?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you were asked to do one, you got up on stage, how would you do it, and how would you keep their attention, and what would you talk about when it comes to the Skate to End Hate? Not the event, but the message.
I think, honestly, the best way to sort of gain their attention is to go right into the gritty facts about how many people, and I don't have the number on me currently, but the amount of youth that take their lives, and the amount of people that, I mean, I'm not even 20 years old yet. I'm still 19, and I have had 3 people under the age of 18 take their lives.
Wow.
When I was a senior, and this was what really drew Kyle and I to start this event, a really close family friend of myself and Kyle took their life at the age of 14.
Oh, dear.
So I think that if I were to stand up in front of a group of people, I would just let them know that, I mean, it's not okay to judge someone based on what you see on the outside, because you truly don't know what someone's going through on the inside. I mean, with all of these cases of people that have taken their lives, it's never the person that is grim and quiet at school or showing signs. It's people that are rays of sunshine throughout the day and then struggle with stuff internally that you would never know about unless they told you.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to you know, when it comes to one-on-one friends, persons, people, like, we all carry a facade, right? We all carry this air about us that this is who I am, and this is how everybody sees me. But I don't care who you are on this earth. You always have something else going on inside. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely depressing, but everybody's got problems. Everybody's got a need to be able to talk it out, but we're all too scared to do so. Because, why? We're afraid of being judged, or we're afraid of being looked at differently after we talk about things like that. And I think
I feel like that struggle definitely comes into play, especially with men. Men are sort of told to be these strong figures that don't show their emotions. But with the Skate to End Hate, and in my personal life in general, I try to make sure to break that stigma. And I play in a band, and I'm in a part of these different groups. And I always check in one-on-one with people, my bandmates, you know, Kyle, the different people that work with the organization, and just say, like, how are you doing? Like, what's going on in your life that, you know, let's drop the BS, let's drop the facade, and how are you? Like, what can we do?
Really?
Like, when you walk down the street and you see someone and you go, oh, hey, how you doing? They're always going to say good.
Right.
Like, no one's ever going to just stop when you're walking and go, man, I'm really struggling right now. So It's important to have those conversations with people that you care about, to just say, like, hey, don't lie to me. How are you? Like, what's going on in your life? What can I talk with you about? What can I pray with you about? Like, how can I help you?
Do you think there's a way to, sometimes you can't get your friends to open up about things like that? How do you treat that? Do you start with your things that are going on that aren't so great? Is that how you get them to open up?
I'd say that the best way is to just always be an open door. You're going to get rejected a couple times, but eventually people are going to realize that, man, I've got a lot of things I need to talk about right now. So if you ask the first time, how are you? Like, let's talk. And they're like, oh, no, I promise I'm fine. And then they do that the second time. Maybe the third or fourth time around, they're like, I'm actually struggling with this.
Right.
And then if you're that constant open door, people are going to walk through it.
We're on with Nate and Kyle from the Skate to End Hate. This year, 2021, is on and bigger than better, right? And this is, you can almost say it's a blessing in disguise that stupid COVID made you guys really hunker down. Now, the first year you had like 7 bands and a couple of vendors. How many bands do you guys have this year, and how many vendors do you have?
We have 14 bands, including some acoustic acts,
nice,
some young bands, and some full bands. And we have over 10 vendors right now. More and more are coming in every day.
And you got some great sponsors: Wegmans, Omega Escape Rooms, Jimmy Z's.
Yeah, we're super blessed to be working with Wegmans this year. It's such a staple in the community.
Yeah.
To just be able to work with them. I mean, I've got nothing but love for Wegmans. I worked there for 3 years.
There you go. Which one you work at? Brockport?
I worked at the Brockport Wegmans.
Okay, yeah. You know what? They just switched around my Wegmans over on Eastview, and it's messing me all up. We're making jokes about it. It's pretty funny.
You're never going to be able to figure out the inside of grocery stores. It's like as soon as you grasp it, they're like, you know what? I think people are getting a hang of it. We need to change it.
We need to change it. That's right. That's good marketing. So you got raffles, you got some local bands, you got businesses, skate companies, like, for instance, Infamous Street Co. and Rexy's Rockin' Tees. You guys got websites so we can go and check out your merch?
Yeah. So personally, my business, Rexy's Rockin' Tees, is just rexysrockintees.com. Kyle, I don't know, you can talk towards the Infamous side of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys ever want to check anything out, street oriented, it's infamousroc.com.
InfamousRock.com. Gotcha. ROC.com.
And we've got a great lineup of apparel and merchandise for the Skate to End Hate, which is at theskateendhate.com.
So you're going to raise money at the Skate to End Hate on that evening. That day on Sunday the 17th at Montage. Where is this going? How is this going to help our community?
This is going to go directly to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Western New York chapter. So it's going to be going to just different resources and programs for primarily youth and people who are struggling with mental health and depression and thoughts of suicide at a young age, and also those who are left behind from when someone takes their life.
Yeah.
So family members, friends, classmates, coworkers, anybody in that sort of aspect, these resources are going to be brought out to them.
Yeah. With a couple, maybe about a minute and a half left here, this is really going to be an all-inclusive event. We want all kinds of people to show up. We want young and old. We want ones that have been supporters, ones that have been affected, ones that have been hurt. Because there's going to be a lot of love in that room that day, right?
Oh yeah. And I'll let Kyle kind of talk about last year's event and talk about this year's event, sort of give him our atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there was you were just discussing, the amount of love and support that's going to be in that, in Montage on that given day. At our last event in 2019, there was a gentleman who came and had a discussion with AFSP, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, set up a tent with us every year, and he had a discussion with them that he had been having these suicidal thoughts and wasn't very up on his luck and was definitely having a very difficult time. And they took him aside and they had a discussion with him. And the people there are, they're not therapists by any means, but they're there to open up and give you a place to speak and be an open door for you. So it was definitely incredibly rewarding to see that we've put on such an event that people can come and feel welcome, even in the very first year. We were already accomplishing the mission that we had set out to do.
Absolutely.
It was definitely incredibly rewarding.
That's fantastic. It's great to hear stories like that. All right, so let's wrap this up. We've got the Skate to End Hate. It is coming up on the 17th of October at Montage Music Hall. Guys, Nate, Kyle, I give you a lot of credit for doing something like this. At your point in life, you've got really good heads on your shoulders, just being fresh out of high school and into the world. So keep up this. Make sure you just keep this passion up throughout your life. You're doing good things for the community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us on. We
Absolutely.
Really
and thank you for helping our neighbors in need. Our neighbors in need. Our neighbors.